Hello, hi guys, welcome back to the Football Showdown channel. Today we are back in analysing another player who's been linked to us and who's been playing very well for the last 2.5 seasons. Before we talk about the specific player that who's been linked to Arsenal, I have a small message for all you guys out there. If you are not yet subscribed, please keep subscribing as we're trying to hit that 500 mark as soon as possible. Keep liking, keep commenting, and keep sharing all this content as we're trying to bring in the right quality content for all you guys. We're trying to bring in all the right information for all you guys out there. So keep supporting and keep sharing as we're trying to build a community. Right then, today, a player who's been linked to Arsenal in the last few days only, but he has a long standing history with Arsenal. He has left Arsenal at the age of 13 when he was in the youth academy, and then he's gone on to do good things in other clubs. In most recent times at Crystal Palace. Today we are talking about a specific player. I'm not sure about which position he's really good at, but to talk more about him, I have our special guest today, Arush. Hey, Arush.
Hello Suchit, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How have you been? Spain seems to be doing well. They have their game as well coming up.
Yes, round of 16 is on. Interesting fixtures, so let's see how that goes.
Right. So, well, today we are going to analyze a specific player. You have a lot of, you have made a thread about it as well. So, you know what? Who are we linked to today?
So we're gonna analyze Crystal Palace's own homeboy, Eberechi Eze. So yeah.
But he's a player. Sometimes you could call him a winger. Sometimes you can call him as an attacking midfielder. I'm not really sure what position exactly he is, but if you could give a small intro about him, that would be really great.
Yeah, so like you said, Eze is quite versatile with the positions he plays. So he's been one of the most influential players to Crystal Palace ever since Zaha has departed, and he's actually done very well to replicate Zaha's contributions for Crystal Palace. So he's also managed to get back-to-back 10 plus goal seasons for Crystal Palace, which has made him like a very household name in the Premier League now. So Eze is a quality player that is comfortable playing wide at left wing. He can play as an EMF, or also he can play as a free role as a moving left eight. So every time he gets on the ball, he's like a real entertainer. He gets you out of the seat. He always finds ways to progress with the ball, breaks the channel, and his fancy footwork and prolific style is always noticeable. So it's his sleek dribbling, his wonderful passing range that make him actually elite. And he's always known to be a creator, so he's got the vision to create something out of nothing. And also when he gets his chances, he's very good at finishing his chances with his very fierce ball striking, I'd say.
Right. I mean, if I recollect, I think I remember seeing a couple of bangers, or a couple of times where he was able to run through the entire midfield of an opponent's team. And with the new coach, since the start of this year, I think the duo of Eze and Olise have been incredible with Mateta up top. But the numbers speak for themselves. But obviously, there are few things that puts him that puts him out there. Why he's been linked to Arsenal? Could you just tell us some of the strengths that make him a very good option for Arsenal to go and get this summer?
Yeah. So in terms of strengths, one of his finest skills is how he manipulates with the ball and how he has like such sleek ball control in terms of dribbling. So his turning radius, his center of gravity, how he carries the ball in larger areas, it makes him a very balanced asset to have. So what he does is he tricks opponents because he's a natural dribbler. So what he can do is he can use deception techniques like step overs, feints, or body rolls, like help him get through pressurized situations. So let's put statistics to place. So like for instance, Eze averages like almost 3 dribbles per 90, which ranks him in the top 10% in the Premier League as of dribblers.
Right.
So like we've spoken about dribbling, he likes to take players, and he also likes to create goal scoring opportunities. So you can actually see with the short creation actions that he manages to play. And also, if not dribbling and going through itself, he likes to create. So he goes wider into the areas. He manages to get across, through which we've seen Mateta obviously head through goals, and he's also managed to play really well this season. So with this ability to create, he's got the vision. He can play the right pass. He can make quick combos, 1-2s, get through. His head is always up while scanning.
Right.
So when dribbling, he's always wary of the ball movements. He knows when to play the right pass. He can break the channels. He can play passes like that. So one thing that's quite underrated about Eze is how he is so physical with his body.
Right.
It's very difficult to tackle him off the ball because he's very press resistant as well. So he's got a good, strong core body strength, I'll say, because he can actually shield the ball. He can keep the ball close to his feet. That makes him change directions quickly, make half turns whenever it's required. So that is something Palace actually benefits from their football that they play. And also, initially when he came under Roy Hodgson for Palace, he was replicated to doing what Zaha did on the left flank, which was also to defensively grow mature when he's just joined the club. So his high pressing techniques, his competency in winning the ball, aerial duels, I'll not say so much, but whatever it is to stop the first phase of opposition build-up play, he was always there.
So you're saying that he is good offensively and defensively. He is very good at...
Not so much defensively, but offensively, yes.
Okay, and he can press properly. He's very good at breaking lines. He's good at manipulating the ball. He can do a lot of things. Are there any weaknesses? Like, I'm just a fan, right? Probably you will definitely know something that majority of the people might be missing. Like, you are the analyst here. Does he really have any weaknesses, or like they're not so much? But since we're talking about the pros and cons about him, there is a small minor weakness. Like, are there really any weaknesses that you found out?
So as fancy as I talk like about his strengths, he obviously will have weaknesses.
Right.
So as mature he's on the ball, he can get sloppy when in possession. So he'll maybe have lots of heavy touches. He can misplace a pass, or his first touch is quite heavy. So he has his own share of momentary lapses. So even defensively, he might just stick to where he is. He might not fall back to win a duel or even press. What, like I said. So, these are of course things that are coachable. It depends on the environment and also game scenarios. So under the right set of players, like I always say, it can improve because it is an individual thing. It can be coached out, and this is not something that he just cannot do. He can do it. He will grow. He's young. He can do it. Yeah.
Nice. So again, the big question, Arsenal, right? We have spoken about the good player and like what are the small issues with him, but the entire point of making this video on this channel is to understand how he would fit into the Arsenal team. If we say that he can play on the left wing, what makes him like really fit in there? Because presently we have Trossard, we have Martinelli, and some games we have even Jesus on that side. But if we tell as an attacking midfielder, we have multiple players in that attacking midfield position as well. So how does Eze really fit into this Arsenal team and benefit, and then just being another player in that setup?
Yeah. So what actually Arsenal would want Eze to come inside and do at Arsenal is become a wide playmaker from left wing, because we've not seen it with Martinelli, we've not seen it with Trossard, we've not seen the left hand side click so much.
Right.
So what happens is he can actually stay wide, create chances, get crosses in, manipulate with the ball, get closer to the box crash, and also what he can do is he can actually play cutbacks when he goes and dribbles in the channels. On the wider channels, he can play cutbacks, and we know that Odegaard in Ozone is like very, very lethal.
Right.
So he can actually shoot, and then Havertz is there who can obviously head the ball, make movements for other runners to come in the channel and also do. So he actually provides Arsenal a very different route from Martinelli's box crashing or whatever Trossard gives us from the left hand side, because whatever Trossard gives us from the left hand side actually isn't from the left hand side but from the center of the pitch, because most of his goals have come from there. So if not playing as a left winger, he could also do the job of playing an inside playmaker, something that Emil Smith-Rowe has been doing for Arsenal. Although he's not got enough of chances, he's been doing that, like exploiting the lines, play behind the lines, make open spaces, and have the freedom to actually dictate play apart from Odegaard on the right hand side. So as we can see on the screen right now, Arteta has managed to play a 2-3-5 this season at the end of the season, where he has five people in the front line, the center backs or rise between the center back, and also three people running the game. So in this picture, Eze could actually take up ESR's spot on the left hand side and give him a free role where he looks into the ball, breaks the channels, has the ability to carry the ball in larger spaces, and also most importantly, have a left back who would actually underlap his runs. So the thing with signing Eze is we might need to get a left back, someone like Aitnori, someone like Gutierrez. I mean, they could do the job, but thing is, if we don't manage to play him as a free role player, he'll have to play as the left wing, and we might have to compromise a left back sign.
Right.
But as it's the case, it is known that Arsenal are aiming for a left back as well this season, who could be a Jorel Hato, could be anyone. So it is something that is to be decided upon.
Right.
So what he can actually do is that he can actually play as a scorer, he can actually play as the creator, and also step up in big moments. One thing I'd like to mention is he's very good at free kicks. Arsenal don't have someone who's very good at free kicks currently. So he's managed to rack up lots of goals from free kicks as well, and his technique is also quite good. And also I'll say the transfer of ESR, if ESR is going to exit the club, only then maybe Eze would join the club. Or if Arsenal don't get a winger, then maybe Eze could join the club.
Right.
So there are lots of paths to this, but Eze is a really good player.
So you reckon Eze's signing could come in at the end of the window, because I think like you said, like if we don't get a winger, then we'll have to make sure that we let go of Emil Smith-Rowe and a couple more players to compensate him as well. So you reckon it'll be at the end of the window, or just get him and then make the exits?
And it also depends on actually Crystal Palace and Glasner's plan, because is it that they would want to sell Olise and Eze in one same window, or they would want to stick by one of their home players? So it's something we'll come to know after the Euros actually.
June 30th, we are recording this video. I think today is the last day of that financial year, and I think July 1st is when everything starts. So I think things will happen. Things will keep moving from now on. The more games are being played in the Euro games, the more teams are getting exited. There has been even news about a certain player who might sign for Arsenal, or who might be there in the UK, because a certain car dealership guy puts out a TikTok saying that player might come to Arsenal. It's all over.
Probably gimmick or something.
Yeah, we do not know it. Some say it could be even Xavi, because he said from Germany. He didn't say he's a German. So I don't know. Everything is up in the air. We really do not know. But what we really know
Anyone's
is
a source. I can be a source. You can be a source.
Yeah, exactly. Remember, I think 1 week back or something, people just said, Gyökeres is on the cards. He's almost done signing. Oh, what happened?
It was a done deal and this and that. What?
Exactly. And then I think in starting of this window, if I'm not wrong, there was a player, I think from Fenerbahce, if I'm not wrong, that left back.
Kadioglu, the Turkish guy.
Right. I don't know how to pronounce it. That's why I didn't say anything. I'm from the Turkish league. What happened to that? They said yes, they need 25 million, and we sent in a 20 million or 22 million bid. What happened to that signing?
And also, like they said recently for the Turkish game against I don't know who they played, but they said Arsenal have sent representatives to watch him, spectate him this time.
Yeah, exactly. So everything is up in the air. But what needs to happen is that you guys subscribing to the channel and supporting us. Also, guys, I know majority of you guys might not be an audio person or an audiovisual kind of person. So if you want to read about Eze in more depth and want to see a bunch of comparisons about him as well, everything will be there in the description for that, because Arush has made a very good thread about it and posted on Twitter. I'll put that link as well. So before we wrap up the video, any final words, Arush?
hopefully Spain win the Euros.
Did you say the World Cup? Did
I was going to say World Cup.
right. Yeah. You know what? I'll go ahead and say I think if Switzerland will be facing England, I think I
Liverpool.
I think Switzerland would win. I won't be surprised if England loses. Like to be fair, I'll go ahead and say if England loses against Slovakia, I won't be surprised. I'll be like, you know what? Thank God Southgate is done. This is it. But yeah, that video will be
Hopefully
coming
Saka
out
and
soon.
Rice don't get the burden of everything that's going on at England again. Then.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. That's English media. That is whatever. That's for a separate day. A video will be coming out on that as well. So do stick around and find out. So yeah, that's about it. That's it from us. And yeah, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're in the world. Peace.